Hey everyone, it's Brian here from the Exact IT Solutions YouTube channel. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to our channel where we talk about and educate you on the things that are happening out there around cybersecurity in the hopes that you become more educated and protect yourself from cyber criminals. So in today's video, we're not going to talk about the pipeline hack because that's pretty much over and done with at that point, but it was a pretty big one. But I am going to talk about some interesting things that have happened since the pipeline attack, things that we've been asking about on this channel for well over a year now. And I'm going to show you two really simple ways that you can prevent ransomware attacks from happening to you. You're not going to believe how simple this stuff is that I'm going to teach you. So sit right there. We're going to jump into it, and we're going to jump into today's content right now. But before we do, remember, we don't get paid for this channel, so if you're educated or you like anything I'm doing here today, please hit the like button and maybe consider subscribing to our channel. So that's it. Let's jump into the content for today. All right, so it was reported that right after the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack, that the dark side, the criminals behind the ransomware attack against Colonial Pipeline, their website on the dark web was taken down. Usually that means that the criminals have decided to close up shop on that particular entity, and usually what we see is they open up somewhere else as something else. There's a lot of reason to believe right now that that's not going to be the case here. It seems like somebody took action against a lot of these ransomware groups, and the ones that they could get to have now been taken down. As we see in this article that I found on Reuters, where they say more ransomware websites disappear in aftermath of Colonial Pipeline attack. And this is interesting because we haven't seen any retaliation like this directly towards ransomware groups since this really started happening. I mean, there's been drips and drabs of things that go down here and there, but they usually come back up. Now, there's two interesting things here that I will point out that I've noticed with these takedowns. Number one, the government usually puts their site has been seized by U.S. officials, DOJ, FBI, CIA, what have you, and they put that up there as kind of like a flag in the ground that we took this over. That is not happening in this case. These sites are just gone. So we really don't know what it means. We don't know if the U.S. authorities were able to take it down externally, if maybe somebody from within the country that these guys operate in decided to take action against them in conjunction with the U.S. or possibly on their own. Who knows? But it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I don't have a lot of information other than what I'm giving you right now. But it'll be interesting to see where this goes and if these guys just crop up somewhere else. Now, here's the other footnote to this. Now, the organization's websites have been taken down, but the actors behind them are probably still out there in the wild. So I would suspect to say, even if the top people in these organizations get taken down, that the people within the organization will still continue to operate and do what they do. So positive news here on what's going on with the ransomware events, and that the U.S. government has taken down these dark web websites that are controlled by these cyber criminals. So that's a step in the right direction, in my opinion. So a couple of things I want to get into right now. And if you're watching this video and you've watched my video series, I typically talk about things that businesses should do and you as the business owner. This advice really is for anybody, and anybody can do this stuff. And, what I'm about to teach you right here will prevent ransomware from going onto your computer somewhat. It's not a silver bullet. It's not a foolproof way to prevent ransomware, but it helps, right? One of the things I kind of harp on all the time is that ransomware software is not very good. And we've seen that when these guys try to go decrypt data after somebody has paid them the money for the ransom. A lot of times it doesn't get decrypted, and I've always quipped on this channel and on my podcast about how poorly written ransomware is from a software development standpoint. And what I'm about to show you right here is along those same lines. That the software is so poorly written that you can do little things to kind of trick the software so it doesn't run on your system. And what I'm talking about here is, like, for whatever reason, the hackers decided, who wrote the ransomware, especially if they're Eastern European hackers, they decided to write the software so if the Windows computer that the malware was on had a language of a country that was part of the former Soviet independent states, if they were part of old Russia, or countries that used to be part of Russia, for whatever reason they decided to write the ransomware so it won't run on systems that have these keyboard layouts. And it's very simple to add a keyboard layout to your computer. And the other thing is that you don't need to use it. You can use it. You can have it as a secondary option on your computer and never ever switch to it. Now that you have it installed, you can switch to it, which may cause problems for you because the language will then switch on your computer screen. But if you don't ever switch to it, no harm, no foul. And the ransomware doesn't care what language is currently active on the system. It only looks at whether or not it is installed. And if it's there, it won't run. So it's like automatic free ransomware protection. But the reality of it is that's only going to work against this particular strain of ransomware, or ransomware strains that were written by countries out of Eastern Europe. If they were written by, let's say, North Koreans or Chinese or what have you, then they're not going to have this written into their software because they typically aren't trying to protect from that. And we also haven't seen like Chinese ransomware that says, hey, if there's a Chinese keyboard layout installed, don't encrypt this system. We haven't seen that, so that is not a recommendation I am making. But I am, saying to you, if you're really concerned about it and you don't have a lot of money, this is a simple way to stop a lot of the ransomware that's out there right now. Now, my guess is that once this information gets out there and people start doing this and hackers realize they're not as successful as they were maybe, say, a year ago with deploying ransomware, and they figure out why, and this is the reason why, they're going to change their tactics. Maybe they'll want to see that the active one is English or is in a certain language. But I will link down below to the languages that they kind of circumvent. So you can maybe install one of these as a backup keyboard on your system. And if it's there, ransomware won't run. So that's one tip. And the second tip is, a lot of people aren't aware of this, but the ransomware protection is built into Bitdefender or Windows Defender, but they don't talk about that too much, and they don't make it real evident. So I'm going to kind of show you here on the screen, and then I'm going to talk you through it on how to enable ransomware protection in Windows Defender. And this is another thing you can do for free to stop ransomware from going onto your system. How do you do it? Okay, so just go into the Windows Security dashboard in Windows 10. Click on Virus and Threat Protection. That's going to be on the left. When you get to that screen, you're going to see an option for Controlled Access Folder. You just want to turn that on. And all that does is it protects folders from being encrypted and being changed by applications. you turn that on and you have ransomware protection on your system. I don't think a lot of people know that because it's not called, ransomware protection. It's called controlled folder access, although at the top it does say ransomware protection. But you can also just search in the Windows search bar at the bottom left for controlled folder access and make sure this is turned on. So these are two ways that you can use what comes with your Windows system to stop a lot of ransomware that's out there. It's not going to stop everything, but it's going to stop a lot of them. So take 5 minutes out of your life and go turn these things on and get protected from ransomware. So that's it for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, throw some comments down below. I'd like to answer them. And if you have any questions or you want to see something in a future video, let me know down there as well. Remember to like our video if you made it this far. And if you disliked my video, why don't you drop a comment and tell me why you disliked it and I'll change it. So other than that, subscribe to our channel. It helps other people find content like this. And who wouldn't want to know 2 quick, easy ways to figure out how to stop ransomware on their Windows system? Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps other people find this content just like you did. You can also share our content out. There's a little share button down there. You click that, share it out, send it to all your friends and family so they can do these things that I laid out here in this video, and maybe they won't have to pay cyber criminals one day. So that's it for me today. I hope you all have a great day. We'll see you on the other side. Take care.